Hello, everybody. It's Miss Ginny from the Rotary Children's Library. I'm just doing our Crafting with Ginny, our 3:30 program. And today we are going to be making an acorn because it's made out of a paper plate. And of course, this is all about squirrels this week and about fall. So we're making an acorn out of paper plate. So of course, what you're going to need is a paper plate, preferably one that's just got some ridges on it like that, not the styrofoam ones, but those paper plate ones. You're going to want a paint tray, paintbrush, maybe a thing of water to put your paintbrush in. You're going to need some acrylic paint like yellow or kind of, yellowy color, and a brown. And we're not going to be using much paint, but a little bit. You might want a ruler handy too, as well as you need a pencil. You might want an eraser. And you're going to need about maybe 8 or 9 brown pipe cleaners. Now mine are 6 inches long. You can cut yours to that length if you want. They're going to be cut anyway, so I'll talk about that later. And of course, you need some glue. And the other glue that I'm going to use today, since I have it here, but this is with adult supervision, is a hot glue gun. So make sure you got some glue sticks for it. And a pair of scissors. So today I'm going to just start you out by, I'm just going to put it down here and you'll hear me talking, but I just want to show what I'm doing here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put a line across about maybe 1/4 way down. You're going to want to draw a line across your paper plate like that, because that's going to be the top of your acorn. So just like that. Then the bottom part in this flat area in here, you're going to want to do a shape like an acorn. So an acorn is usually kind of rounded with a little bit of a point on the end, just like you see in that picture there. Now you can get these instructions online through our website at draytonvalleylibrary.ca. So now you just want to take your pencil and you just want to roughly draw in. I've already made one, so I'm just going to copy the one that I have. But just draw in. And remember, don't worry if you make a bit of a mistake with your drawing, because I did. You can always erase it, because you're going to be painting it and cutting it out anyway. All right. I'm just going to shape mine a little bit better. I want it to be a little bit better. I just basically wanted to show you so that it comes to a point on the bottom. So something like that. You can see I've already done mine and I cut it out. So the next thing you'll want to do, of course, is cut the top. Now, you could leave it and not cut it first and just paint it like I did. I actually did that. So I just took some brown paint, put a little bit of paint in my tray, and I painted across the brown part first, just like that. And then the bottom part of the acorn, I mixed a little bit of brown with a little bit of yellow to get this kind of a tan color. And the reason that I'm just showing it to you where I've already got it painted is because I wanted it to dry for this video. So that's why I'm showing it to you already painted, because I did it a little bit earlier, so it had time to dry. So once you've done that, then you're going to cut it out of your paper plate. And of course, you're going to let it dry. So you're going to cut the top and you're going to cut the bottom. And now you're going to draw with your pencil if you can see any marks. And if you don't want to draw it on, you can just use your own judgment of doing crisscrosses with the pipe cleaners, because we're going to glue those on. So once you've cut out your acorn pieces, you can glue the top to the bottom. So this is your bottom and this is your top. You can use white glue, school glue, or you can use your glue gun. But again, glue guns need to be supervised. So for kids, have a parent there supervising. We don't want anyone getting burnt. You don't have to use a glue gun. You can certainly use a glue stick. I'll use the glue stick just to show you. So I'm gluing the top to the bottom. So that's my acorn there. And now if you want it to be a little more, not so pointy, maybe at the ends, you could trim it a little bit. Make it kind of square down there, like it looks more like an acorn that way. You can trim it a bit with your scissors. That looks a little more like an acorn. Now, what you want to do is you're going to be gluing crisscrosses of the pipe cleaners on there. But before you do that, what you want to do is cut. So I said these pipe cleaners I have were 6 inches. So I took about half of the pipe cleaner. I cut it in half to make it 3 inches. And so now you're going to take that 3-inch pipe cleaner, twist the end 2 pieces together. So these 2 pieces, you're going to twist them together. And then you're going to glue them onto the back of your top. Okay. So now I'm going to use the glue gun here because it'll hold a little better for me. Again, you can use white glue. So you're just gluing it. I'm going to turn the computer so you, the laptop so you can see. You're gluing this onto the back, just like that. Now, be careful, don't touch that hot glue if you are using a hot glue gun. Again, parents should be supervising this. Now you're going to want to do a crisscross pattern. What I mean by that is take 3 of your pipe cleaners. Again, cut them to the length that you want them. I would say if you have cut them in half, that would probably be the best length. So I'm going to cut mine in half. So instead of 6 inches, I'm going to have 3 inches. And I'm going to put it across, glue it on across. So you're going to want 3, possibly 4. It's up to you. I would probably do 3 for sure, that you're going to want to cross here. But instead of those are going to be on the top. So let's do the other ones that go the other way. You're going to want more the other way. So let's do the bottom ones first. Now those are going to be a little bit longer. So just kind of measure it so you can see what length you might need. It's a little more than half, so I'm going to cut it there. And I'm going to cut another one that length. Maybe a bit longer. So now I'm going to glue gun these on. You're going to want probably about, maybe 6 going this way. And then the other ones are going to go the opposite way. So kind of like X's. That's what you're making on your acorn. So glue it on to the side there. And I'm going to have to move mine over just a bit. So I'm going to put hot glue on. And then I'm going to stick my pipe cleaner to it. Remember, you're making an X. So think of it just as a bunch of X's. So I'm going to put my bottom ones on first, because that'll be the easiest for me to have the bottom ones first. Again, measure them before you cut them, just to make sure that they're long enough. Stick them on. Be very careful, again, if you're using a hot glue gun, be careful not to get it on your fingers, because that glue is hot. So you don't want to be burning your fingers. Try to have your pipe cleaner as straight as it possibly can be. And then I'm just going to continue gluing on the ones on the bottom. So I'm just making my lines with my glue gun. Then I'm going to lay it down flat and cut the end off. That's the easiest way to measure it. And then one more. So I used about 5 across. You can use more. You can use 6 or 7, whatever works. All right. And any little strings from your glue gun, because that glue always has little strings, just pull them off. You can see I've got the start of the bottom ones already. Now I'm going to put them across, so like an X. Again, I'm just going to glue first, put my line, and then I'll trim it after, because that way you know you've got the right length. So now you're putting glue on top of the other pipe cleaners to create X's. And now I'm going to trim that because I only used a bit of that pipe cleaner. And now I'm going to look for another one so that I can create some more X's. All right. You can see the pattern is starting to happen. I'm going to trim that one. And don't worry about, you're not going to waste your pipe cleaner. Just save those little bits because you can always use those for another craft. I'm going to straighten this pipe cleaner out. If it's kind of curly, straighten it out. And I might need a little bit of glue stick because my glue gun is getting short on glue here. So I'm going to use a little bit. Okay. Oh, my glue stick fell. Let's see where it went. All right. So now I'm going to put some across here. Again, you probably only need about 3 or 4 across the top. That glue stick just doesn't want to stay with me, so I'm going to have to get a different one. There. That'll work. It can get messy with the glue stick, but it can be done. Like I said, you're going to have little strings that you'll have to pull off after. You can see it's starting to come together, and I just need to stick on one more pipe cleaner. Again, I'm going to trim where I don't use. And make sure that there's some glue underneath there. So just trim off the parts that you're not using. Pull any of the extra strings off, because those little strings like to hang out there. Now I need to put one more across. And that just looks like the perfect size. So I won't have to trim it. All right, let's straighten it out. It was a bit curly. Oh, maybe we'll use this one. That's the one I was going to use. There. And I might have to trim it just a little bit. All right, there is your acorn craft. Again, like I said, any extra glue, just peel it off. I got a little carried away with my glue today, but that's okay. It will all clean off, and it'll be a nice looking picture of an acorn, which squirrels absolutely love. So I'm just going to trim that a little bit here still, because I see I've got an excess of glue, and it kind of doesn't look that great with that excess of glue. So I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. It's a good thing I've got, my nails are a little bit long now, and I can pull on that. All right, so there is your acorn craft. So have fun making it, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.